Hey, quick reminder, if you want a raffle ticket, just raise your hand, and there's folks walking around the room. These are the banners that we're raffling off.
All right. If you can start finding your way to your seats, we'll go ahead and get started here. Mother, let Coach go. Come on, Mother, let him go. My mother's cornered Sam. I'm sorry, Coach. I don't know what she's telling you over there. All right, we're cutting off the raffle. We have a seat for you, Kyle. Look at you. Where's everybody at? Where's the seat for Kyle? Where's the U of A party at? Patrick Doherty, where you at? There's Patrick. So we need to say, you may have to sit in somebody's lap, Kyle. All right. Or we put you up at the head table. All right, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Since I know everybody's got things to do. What a great crowd. Welcome back to the 21st year of the Little Rock Touchdown Club. How about that? 21 years. Coach, I don't have any kids, but I got a 21-year-old touchdown club. And this year, I have a 30-year-old Broyles Award. How about that? Got some bronze. We got some bronze, baby. I know, Mother, I'm a failure. I'm sorry. Great to have you back this year. Football season is always fun. Everybody asks about this group. This is really, I tell them, when people ask me around the country, what the heck are you guys doing in Little Rock? How's that thing busting at the seams? I said, it's a community deal. It's just not coming and listening to a speaker. It's everybody knows everybody. They appreciate everybody. Arkansas is a small state where we work hard together, and it's really been something cool to see what's happening. Great to have Coach Pittman back. Coach, in our 21 years now, you are the most tenured coach we've ever had. Starting back from Houston Nutt in 2004, 4 years. I think Bobby, 4 years. Bielema, 5 years. A couple others we won't mention, 2 and 1. It's going to move right past those. And if we hadn't had the COVID year, you'd have 6 years altogether. So give it up for Coach for coming down to Little Rock for 5 years in a row. Not everything's going to run perfect today. I've already, the folks who print our banners, made them run laps yesterday. They printed the banners from last year. So I apologize, not happy about it, but blew a gasket yesterday when I took them out of the box. All you new sponsors will get you up next week for Jimmy Johnson and those who requested different. But Coach, it happened. You lose a fumble, you got to bounce back. Got to bounce back. Chew them out and bounce back, right? I did that. This is something we played at the beginning of our announcement, our Touchdown Club speaker announcement a couple weeks ago at War Memorial. Really proud of this. This is what we send, and Chris Kane's done a lot of work on making sure we get this. This is what we send, Coach, to all future speakers like the Peyton Mannings and the Ray Lewises and the Jimmy Johnsons to show what we're doing in Little Rock. Because a lot of people go, well, I don't need to go. What's going on in Little Rock? Why should I go to a touchdown club? There's not a Power 4 conference team within 2.5 hours of Little Rock. So, Anita, if you will, roll the tape, and this is what I send them. And this is something that makes you proud.
There are a lot of really good clubs in the country, but this is now considered the best touchdown club in America.
Wow.
The experience of stopping through Little Rock is just absolutely phenomenal. The people are so homegrown. Like, it's just, everybody's lovable, and it's just beautiful. And no place is perfect. But the hospitality that I was shown at this event, first class.
Yeah, I had a great experience here at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Great turnout. Obviously, lots of football fans. Majority Arkansas fans. I saw a couple of Tennessee Orange jerseys and a couple of Colts and Broncos jerseys in the crowd. So that was great. But had a lot of fun with David up there on stage and hearing about all of the great programs that the Touchdown Club supports and the great awards they give every single year. My dad and Eli both spoken at it, and they told me what a great event it was, and I sure had a great time.
Great experience, wonderful crowd, a lot of Packer fans. I'm a little bit surprised in Little Rock that there's that many Packer fans, but they're everywhere. I don't know how many pictures I took, but to see that many people in line and that many people to show up for this event was special.
I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel about it. I'm not jealous. They say, oh, you're jealous because of all the money. Well, I would like to make 35. You paid my ass $35 million. I'd have played better than Aaron Rodgers played Sunday. I mean, I wouldn't have mailed it in. I can promise you that.
I was concerned about being a college coach because I would have you on the death penalty probation within 6 months. But now that you're paying players, and I know a bank with $27 billion, I'd love to have the Arkansas job. I'll tell you that.
So what's next?
Well, I got to tell you this, though. Say, Coach, you got $17.1 million on your contract. We're going to give it to you. I said, what time you want me to leave and what door you want me out of, brother?
Well, I think the Touchdown Club does a great job because I asked a couple of people, and they do this like once a year. Said, no, I do it for the next 15 weeks, which is fantastic. And the crowd they have, I mean, I'm sure they had a great crowd for Ray Lewis and sure Brett Favre. So I think they do a great job.
Ohio State was undefeated. They're going to the playoff. They lost to Michigan. And their players, this is the next generation, their players like, I guess we got to go to the Rose Bowl. You know, I'm like, don't say that. You know.
Let me tell you something. I had an opportunity to go to a lot of banquets over the years. And here, I've had one of the best experiences that I've had in quite some time.
It was awesome, man. I mean, it's just a first class event. I've done a lot of these like over the years, right? But to have a crowd that is as interactive, that is as knowledgeable, that cares as much about the sport as we do was really fun. And I mean, it's always fun to kind of go to an area of the country that's as crazy about football as I am. So it made me feel very much at home. It was really a great experience.
And a heart's racing like this, and I grabbed Chris's arm. The play's right here, and I'm looking at him, and he's like, and I can't even talk to him. And he's like, what the hell are you doing? You know, and I'm holding his arm like this because I didn't want the other coach to see me watching it. So I stood like this, and Chris is like, I remember him going.
I mean, what an incredibly special event. The kindness that everyone showed to me, the reception, the energy in the room. It is unequivocally the best touchdown club that there is anywhere, anytime, and I will always say that. But just so thankful to the hospitality and really excited for the Razorbacks. I think there's a ton of excitement in the room that we saw today, and it's so warranted. So I'm just really, really thankful to have spent this time with everybody.
How about that? How about that? You're talking about the biggest names in the sport of football, broadcast-wise, NFL. Matter of fact, I was looking at the numbers. Coach, in 21 years here, the total number of coaching wins of coaches we've had, 10,680 coaching wins, 367 bowl wins, 49 college national championships, 64 Super Bowl and NFL titles, 11 Super Bowl MVPs, 11 Heisman Trophy winners, which we'll get one with Tim Brown this year, 23 NFL Hall of Famers, 30 College Football Hall of Famers, 72 All-Americans. That is what has been in just 21 years at this club. Yeah, that's worth a round of applause because you guys helped make that, all of our sponsors and everybody else. Yeah, you go ahead, Anita. Go ahead and show this year if you haven't seen. Obviously, we got a great lineup for this year. Next week will be Jimmy Johnson down at the State House. You can go ahead and buy your tickets now. Coach, we haven't had a chance to have him back here. He's the only guy in the history of the game of football to win a national championship as a player, as a head coach. Won 2 I was at Miami and won 2 Super Bowls, of course, at Dallas. The only guy to ever do that. And one of the reasons he's coming back, he has a lot of people after him, is because he has not had a chance to come back to Arkansas very much. And I told him, Coach, you're going to be surprised at the response you get. I know you're a Hurricane, you're Oklahoma State Cowboy, you're a Cowboy, Dallas Cowboy, but I'm telling you, they remember you as a Razorback, not only player, but as assistant coach under Frank Broyles. That's why there's a Broyles Award. But anyway, Lawrence Taylor, Darren McFadden, the list goes on and on. You can see those. Kelly Finn Glass has been one of the hottest surprises. She's the director of the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders coach, and I'm telling you, more moms and their daughters have been excited about Kelly Finn Glass because of this big show on TV, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. So anyway, you can go to lrtouchdown.com to get your tickets. We're excited. Couldn't do it. Look at there. There's 2 great Razorbacks, Madre Hill and Anthony Lucas, and so many others. So we're excited about the great lineup we have. And if you don't think we make things happen here nationally, Anita, show the graphic. This is from Alicia Dover of J&F Media Marketing. Last year alone, our meetings generated 12 million impressions around the country. Things that Brett Favre said, things that Hunter Yurchek said. I mean, that's 12 million things that came out of our meetings, and the year before maybe more than that. So thank you, Alicia, for having that fact. So excited about that. I know you hear music. Coach, we like to have music when you walk in. You may have heard some music you don't like, some fight songs you don't like, and what we do, it's been a tradition that we play every fight song of anybody who comes in. So, yes, I have to hold my nose. There's a Texas Longhorn because of Mac Brown. And we have Notre Dame coming this year, which we had to have many of those. So that's just why we do that. If we could at this point, can I have the founders and our board members please stand? Let's give the founders of the Touchdown Club and anybody who's on our board, please stand. Let's give them a round of applause. I get a lot of attention and credit, but it's really all of the founders, and again, all of you who I've mentioned today, and couldn't do it without our great founders and board of directors. Also, we want to do this, Coach, something that we've started doing, and regrettably we have to do. Remember when we left, Pigskin Preacher will be doing our prayer here shortly. We lost Gary Underwood, who was our, pastor for the Touchdown Club for probably 10 years, and we lost him. And so we try to recognize people that we have lost in the previous year. So real quickly, and we've got some family members here of some of our most beloved members and volunteers here. I want to mention real quickly. There's just a couple of them. First of all, Ed Henry. In his obit, Coach, he said one of his favorite things to do was attending weekly meetings at Little Rock Touchdown Club, where he had the privilege of meeting many football greats. He was a regular here for many, many years, so we'll miss Ed Henry. The next is Mac Moore. Many of you know Mac, skilled urologist, Arkansas Golf Hall of Famer, which I'd forgotten he played golf for the Razorbacks, but an unbelievable urologist and a legendary guy in our community. He was a regular here every week. And then Nancy Monroe, I know her husband Ark is here, son John. She served on the boards of War Memorial Stadium. She served on the Little Rock Touchdown Club board. Wonderful one. This is one of my favorite pictures of her. She was a special lady. We're going to miss her. And Ark, I'm glad that we have you back and glad to have John here. And last but not least, Ron Skaggs, a guy that was just the heartbeat of our club. Good guy. Ron would set up the rooms every day, every Monday. He would set up the room with 3 other guys, Lewis Nally and others. He would do it every Monday, did it with pride, an hour or two before, and then Coach at the end, he would always be there helping people come up to take their picture with the guests, and he'd always have a football. He always provided Dwayne Duncan a chair to sit on. He served our country and just was he's what to me makes the Touchdown Club great. And lost him. I know his daughter Sherry is here and her husband Jason. We also have Miss Vida Day, who actually taught him. She's 94. She actually taught him in school, elementary school. She's here. But we miss Ron. He'll never be replaced. But to me, that's what the Touchdown Club's all about. So let's give a round of applause to all those wonderful folks who we'll miss. Coach, I don't know what's happened to me. I get a little bit more emotional as I get older. I don't know if it's because I've gotten older or fatter, or maybe both. I don't know which one it is, but I don't mind because those are special people, and we're very lucky to have had them. And all of you that are here tonight, we really appreciate you. Let's bring up pigskin preacher Chuck Monan, who's with the Pinnacle Church of Christ. Coach, we forgive him that he's a Michigan fan. He also does the prayer for the Brules Award, and I know he's been praying for the NIL account at Michigan, which I guess has worked. But Pigskin, would you come and lead us in a word of prayer?
We've been praying about penalties is what we've been praying about. It's good to see everyone after all of these months away. We've almost swept baseball out of the way, and we're getting ready to have a real God-ordained sport in football. Glad everyone's here. Hope everyone's had a good summer. How about the meatloaf today, huh? Listen, for those of you that don't remember this, RJ, you remember this. Last year at the First Touchdown Club, we had this pseudo-faux Chinese food. David, I'll still never know how the cook got off at Nuremberg. It was terrible. But anyway, I prayed because it's my want to be grateful. I'm a preacher. And I was walking back, and R.J. Hawk, our state representative, grabbed me. He said, Pigskin, you thank God for that food? I said, well, it was there, so we're happy. So it's better this time, R.J. I waited a year to get that in. All right, let's pray together. Father, we're thankful that we can be among family and friends again. We're thankful for all the good people that make the Touchdown Club a reality. We're thankful for Coach taking time out of his busy schedule. We pray your blessings on him and his staff and his team this year, that they have a good year, that they have unity, that you keep them free from injury. Father, we're thankful for the food and the sustenance that you give us each day. And Father, even as world leaders are around meeting about very important matters, we pray that there'll be more peace in the world than warfare, and help us to be instruments of that peace here in our little corner of Arkansas. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thanks, Chuck. Some of you have commented on my jacket. I don't know if I've worn this for you, Coach Pittman, or not, but yeah, thank you. So John Daly gave me this. I know it fits. I know that's the next thing. I know it's okay. I love John. We have John every Tuesday on Morning Mayhem 103.7 The Buzz. But I'm really proud to wear this, Coach. And as a matter of fact, if you don't mind, just so we can do it one time. I see Double R over there. He likes the meatloaf. Coach, you like the meatloaf. It's gone, right? Yeah, I hated it. There's nothing left. If Wayne Smith from Oakland gives a thumbs up, that's a big thumbs up. It was great. A couple things I want to do. One, remind everybody to mute their phones. And remember, you can text people and say, if you're not here, you can watch us online at Facebook, Twitter, Little Rock Touchdown Club Facebook page, YouTube page, Twitter. You can also go to myarkansaspbs.org/Arkansas Live. That's the live stream. You can also listen to us on 103.7 The Buzz. There's no reason for somebody to miss this today. I want to thank everybody who bought memberships. You don't have to, but we appreciate it. That all goes towards the kitty to being able to bring in some of the names that you've seen. It also helps us do our awards each year, which we're very appreciative there. And so I do want to thank our sponsors. And, this is something we have to do every week, and we appreciate it, your patience with it, but we can't do it without them. I'm going to start with George Macris and Simmons Bank. Coach, we've got the best presenting sponsor in America. There's nobody close. And it started with Lunsford Bridges here at Metropolitan. They sold to Simmons, and I started working with George, and George has helped take us to another level. Chris White is sitting up here at stage with him. George announced his retirement. So the good and bad about that, the more billions they've added to their assets, the less that we've seen George. But now he's going to retire, George, and that means we get to see you more. And I asked George if he would come up and say a few words, and he said, no, not going to do it. So let's give it up for George Macris retiring and his leadership at Simmons. Of course, we're really proud of what they've done, with their golf tournament, the Simmons Bank Championship, presented by Stevens at Pleasant Valley Country Club. That's going to be this year, October 20th through the 26th. Couldn't do it without you guys, all the Simmons folks. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We wouldn't be the club we are if not for Simmons Bank, for sure. Stevens, Curtis Jeffries is here. We don't have Warren Stevens because he's an ambassador to the UK. We lost him, but I'm glad they decided to still be a Touchdown Club sponsor. So thanks to Curtis. They're proud to be helping Simmons Bank, sponsoring their Classic. And they also have the Jackson T. Stevens Cup, which will be September 15th through the 17th in Lake Bluff, Illinois. We appreciate Stevens. Crane Automotive, I know Chris is here. I appreciate Chris all the way going back to Pops, and Crane's been a valued partner of ours. 19 dealerships, multiple brands, 1,200 Arkansans employed, 6,000 cars available. Christian Crane also, great guy. The whole family's outstanding. Watch out who you hang out with Todd Ross right there. But thanks to Crane Automotive, appreciate them. Wright, Lindsay, and Jennings. Judy Henry, where is Judy? Wright, Lindsay, and Jennings, I love the fact that we've got sponsors like you guys in Oaklawn. 125 years old. 125 years old this year, opened in 1900. One of the most respected law firms in America. Judy leads their sports law division, and they do amazing things from athlete representation, coaching representation. Great group of attorneys all across the state and really across the country. But thanks, Wright, Lindsay, and Jennings, for your support of the club, and especially the Cliff Harris Award. Oaklawn Hot Springs, as I mentioned earlier, Oaklawn Sports, rather. Wayne Smith is here. We appreciate him. Zach Gillum, Chris Ho, and the gang are here. Really excited about working with Oaklawn again. You know, my picks were pretty good last year, Coach. I'm above the average. My picks in the NFL were 65%, which they say is pretty darn crazy. Now, I don't know if I could do that again. I think in college I was about 60. But we really had a lot of fun working with Oaklawn, learning how you can wager on the sports app. And, of course, the Broyles Award is done at Oaklawn, and we could not be more thrilled to be at Oaklawn. I mean, it's one of the greatest places in America to hold an event, so we appreciate Oaklawn. Summerwood Sports, I know the Hendricks family is here. They just got through having a great basketball weekend with Isaiah Joe and Daryl Macon. How cool was that? Two great Razorbacks teaching kids, and that's what your facility does. 3 basketball courts. It continues to grow, and you got the family markets. Great family. Thanks, Hendricks family and Summerwood Sports. Double B's. Steve Lytle, Ed Light, appreciate that. 34 locations. Coach will be glad to know of those 34 locations, 12 have Chester Chicken Delis, one of my favorites. All branded with Exxon and Phillips 66 fuel. Sissy's Log Cabin, Bill and Sherry Jones, you know how much they support the community. We do have 2 women this year speaking. And in the past, we had Laura Rutledge and Alyssa Lang. We did give jewelry to them. So, Carlos, I don't know if you hear, if you talk to Bill, we might need to take care of our 2. Holly Rowe, Coach, is coming. You know, Holly's one of the best in America at what she does. So, thanks you to Sissy's Log Cabin. Appreciate them. Roller Funeral Homes, Renata, thanks for being such a great supporter. Has been with us for so many years. She's a board member, too. Hatcher Agency, Greg Hatcher's probably got the biggest table over here. Nobody does stuff like Greg Hatcher. He's the best. I'm proud to call him my friend and what he does in the community. He's got everything. Hatcher Agency, Scoops, Twin City Limo. They pick up all of our guest speakers. Thanks so much. He's grooming Lane to be the next guy in line over there. But Greg, thank you. We couldn't do it without you and the Hatcher Agency and Greg Hatcher in particular. Advantage Service Company, Kevin Brooks. Now's the time you need great HVAC. We might need some help in here a little bit later on, if not already, Kevin, so please help us out. Any of your electrical needs, over 35 years in the business, one call, 501 call, they're outstanding. Simmons Bank Arena, coming up, got Leanne Morgan and Nate Bargatze. Both of them are at 10,000 people already. If you don't, there's Jana. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Leanne Morgan, I just now learned about her. They both have Southern accents. Well, Bargatze doesn't as much, but Leanne sure does. But anyway, those are the next 2 big concerts coming up, so we appreciate Simmons Bank Arena. Pulaski County Farm Bureau, Todd Dennis, Stephen Reichert, thanks for your great support of the Touchdown Club. War Memorial Stadium, 76th year. So John Latch just told me, who is GM of the stadium, he says that if you go to the Arkansas website, ticket website, there are no tickets for Arkansas State. So I don't know if that means it's a sellout, but I'm glad if that's the case. So we'll find that a little bit later today, but we appreciate all their work at War Memorial Stadium for that game coming up. Kevin Crass is here. Appreciate Kevin. Our media sponsors, the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, Amanda Copley, Wally Hall, thanks so much for your support. We'll do our All-Arkansas Preps Player of the Week each week. 103.7 The Buzz, we're going live right now. Coach, I don't think you got a chance to visit with DJ today, did you? Yeah, so DJ Williams is out there. Great to have. There's DJ right there. Give it up for that Razorback right there, one of the great tight ends. One of the great tight ends and in all of football. Great to have him. Can't do it without my buddy Roger, who's my right-hand man, Justin Moore, Josh Neighbors, who's here today, and our great staff, Terry Mahan and Leslie and all them. We've got the best radio station in Arkansas by far, maybe in America for that matter. AY Media, Heather Baker, thanks so much for this amazing cover feature. If you hadn't seen it, it's on your table. Jimmy Johnson. So this is a really in-depth article that Dwayne Hebda wrote, talked to Jimmy Johnson and got some really cool info. Now, there'll be more that I'll talk with him about next week, but some really great stuff. Thanks, Heather, so much for your support in the Touchdown Club. But you know what, Coach? I looked at that and I said, wait a minute. I don't recognize the yellow. Somebody want to know why were you wearing yellow there? Why? No, Heather, you can't guess. You know. What? Nope. That's during a game. Miami is correct. We forget that Jimmy Johnson coached for the Miami Dolphins for a while. And so it wasn't as successful at Miami as he was at Dallas. But also, too, we have Jimmy Johnson coming up next week, and that new Netflix series comes out tomorrow. So there's a lot of juice in that thing. So we'll have fun talking with Jimmy. But thank you to AY Media, AY Magazine, and Arkansas Money and Politics, Heather Baker. Arkansas PBS, our group in the back, the best in America. Yesterday, they spent all day up here, Brian and Anita, all day setting up. We are blessed to have such quality coverage. No other touchdown club has that kind of setup. And we appreciate Arkansas PBS. Tanisha, all you guys, just for thanks for all you do. And also, too, JF Media and Marketing, Alicia Dover. I mentioned 12 million impressions we had last year. We're going to do more because of the amazing work. They're one of the best companies in America, and we have them right here taking care of the Touchdown Club. Also, the DoubleTree Hotel. No other hotel in America does all the things, sets up all these things like they do. They'll give you discounts, and if you want to do a group meeting, whatever, tell them you're a member of the Touchdown Club, and they'll take care of you. Sunbelt Convention Services, Tim Glasscock, Rockstar Passes, Brad Rickett, and Joey Gonzalez. And our last three new sponsors who should have their logos up here, but they don't. But I want to welcome them to the Touchdown Club. Midtown Plumbing, Haley and Jim Coleman, and Kyle Jackson. It's a woman-owned business. Not many of those, in our state and around the country. But Haley and Jim, great to have you guys here. They are proud to be your local plumbing person or company in Central Arkansas. They're good folks, and this is their first year here. We're glad to have them. Also, Arkansas Surgical Hospital, Brian Fowler, who's the CEO. Dr. Dixon is here, Dr. Caldwell. It's a physician-owned surgical hospital, and it is outstanding, beautiful facility. We welcome them to the Touchdown Club. But last but not least, Arkansas Spine and Pain. Life begins when pain ends. Scott Davis is here. Dr. Q is here as well. And Brad Barber is here. All those three are new sponsors to the Touchdown Club, and all those sponsors together allow us to bring in the most decorated Touchdown Club lineup in America. So let's give a big round of applause to all of them. Now, Coach, when you do, listen, I've watched you do your press conferences. You have to go through all your positions. You have to go through the tight end. You have to go through the tackles. You do it too. I've studied you to see that. Coach, this is what he's going to say. He's going to ask somebody here in a second. If you were not introduced by David Basil just then, will you please stand now? Is what he's going to say. We know the line. We know the line's coming. Do want to say thanks to Dwayne Duncan, our photographer, Chris Kane, R.J. Hawk, Steve Sullivan, Steve Qualls with the Design Labs. No Rex Nelson today. Our amazing Touchdown Club volunteer team led by Debbie Wyman. Give it up for all of our Touchdown Club team. All right, before we bring Coach up, I did want to recognize a couple special guests in the audience. Our Lieutenant Governor is here. She's a regular. She's a Touchdown Club member every year. She's here with her husband, Boyce. Lieutenant Governor Leslie Rutledge. Just give it up for Leslie. Great to see Tommy May. Lunsford Bridges, as I mentioned, Tommy always makes it here. Tommy, thank you. You're an inspiration. Lunsford, we appreciate you. Let's give it up for those two guys right there. Outstanding. Also sitting at the table, Frank Fletcher. Frank, we just want to say thank you. Because of Frank and Judy, we have a quarterback this year at Arkansas. Just saying, just saying, thank you, Frank, for your support of the athletic program. I'm sure Sam would say the same thing. Yes. Judy, you too. You too, Judy. Frank doesn't do anything without your approval. We know that, right? But great to have him here. Also, too, great to have some Razorback royalty. Betsy Broyles-Arnold, the daughter of Frank Broyles, and Molly Harrell, the granddaughter of Coach Broyles. Both won the Broyles Award, do an amazing job of helping raise money and attention for caregivers of Alzheimer's. Let's give it up for them. Ladies, please stand. Where are you at? Where are they at? There they are. 30th year of the Broyles Award this year. Outstanding. And if you're a former Razorback, Please stand and let's give you, if you're a former Razorback in the room, of any capacity, coach, player, trainer, whatever, stand up and let's give them a round of applause. There we go. There we go. Pat Doherty is here. He is the Chief of Staff for the Razorbacks. Pat, great to have you where you at it right there. Great to have you back again this year. Chief of Staff, man. That's I don't know exactly what you do, but it's a big title. I like it. And Kyle Parkinson, where's Kyle? One of the best in the business. Boy, it's not an easy job being basically the old school sports information director, but Kyle does a great job. Let's give it up for those two guys and their pilots that are here today, Kyle and Patrick. And so I think what we do before we bring Coach up, Steve Sullivan is going to introduce him. I guess we need to draw the winners here real quick. So here we go. Coach Pittman's posters. If your number is 973-452. 973-452. Do we have a winner? 973-452. Got a winner right there. Congratulations. You get that. And the next one is 973-446. 973-446. Congratulations. Go Hogs, Coach says. Those are signed posters by Coach Pittman. And I tell you what I want us to do. We're going to pitch to Sully's intro of Coach, bring him up. But once it's done, let's everybody get up. Let's call the Hogs. We don't do that every week because we don't always have Razorback speaking. But this is the one meeting of the year we do that. So let's look at Steve Sullivan's introduction and let's welcome Coach with a Hog call.
The Liberty Bowl. Arkansas thrashes Texas Tech, and Sam Pittman becomes the only coach in Razorback history to win each of his first 3 bowl games. In 5 years at Arkansas, Coach Pittman has made Arkansas competitive again. Throughout the pandemic year, Pittman's Hogs have won 27 games in 4 seasons, and 10 of their losses came by a touchdown or less. Hopes run high this year with Bobby Petrino and QB1 Talon Green back for a second year together. Throw in a bevy of talented transfers around Talon, and you have an offense that should put up a lot of points this season. And third-year defensive coordinator Travis Williams is determined to make this year his best. One thing that hasn't changed since day one is Coach's passion for the Hogs in Arkansas. Please welcome Razorback head coach Sam Pittman.
Razorback. Isn't that fun? A lot of fun. Hey, thanks everybody. Thanks for inviting me back to the Little Rock Touchdown Club. It is a wonderful event. It's exciting because it's the start of the season. I also want to thank, oh hell, everybody's been thanked, so never mind. Wait a minute, did somebody just walk in back there? I got to mess with you every time, Dave. You know I appreciate you. It is the truth. We've got 10 guys on our team from Little Rock, Pulaski County. Anton Pierce, Preston Davis, Mason Schick, Alex Johnson, and Marion Harris. Quincy Rhodes, Jabray Shaw, Charlie Collins, Cam Settles, and Grayson Wilson. All of them is doing a great job of representing themselves, their family, you, the state of Arkansas, and the University of Arkansas, and we're really proud to have this area of Little Rock represented with those 10 guys. 24 season. Well, had a bad hip. It was like 24, 25, 26, 29, 30. It was horrible. And I got it fixed. And I feel wonderful. I feel really good about our football team, really good about our football team. You know, sometimes the unknown, you may not know who's, you know, the old days are kind of gone where you get this freshman and he's there for 5 years, or he's really good, he's there for 3 years and he goes to the NFL. And I think as a fan base, that would be frustrating. Hell, is frustrating on me too, you know. But let me say this. We have a really, really good group of guys. They like each other. It's amazing how you have 4 or 5 hours, sometimes 8 hours, to piece somebody into your program, and you don't know a whole lot about them. You know, you're trying to learn, you're trying to do your research. But our staff did a really good job of adding guys, not only that we needed on the field, but that we need in the locker room. And so it's just a little bit different. And as a fan base, I'm sure you have to be a little frustrated because it's the unknown. You know, you don't know who we have. You haven't seen them play before for the Hogs. And but I want to tell you something. We've got a really, really good football team, really good football team. It's our biggest team that we've had. It's our fastest team that we've had. And we've got Taylor Green and the other teams don't, you know, and that's how we feel about it. I'm going to go down the roster just a little bit and talk to you about whom you might need to keep an eye out on. I really don't need to, because if you go to the game, hell, you're going to see them. But they did fly me up here privately. I'm supposed to say something. You know, I could be up here like, hey, meatloaf was good, and it was. I don't know what those green things on my plate was. Someone needs to tell me. I've never seen them before. There was some mashed potatoes on there, though. But anyway, go Hogs. Last year, you know, guys, to be perfectly honest with you, with the Tennessee win and all that, I mean, they jumped off sides 5 or 6 different times. What a great show on national TV for the state of Arkansas. I mean, what a great show for the crowd, our SEC venue, something to be really proud of. And I felt like y'all changed the difference in the game. When it becomes that tight and someone's losing 5 yards every third or fourth play because the crowd's so loud, the crowd wins the game at that point. And that was a lot of fun, and I wanted to thank all of you for that. I went to I don't know what they call it. It's where all the freshmen get in there, 7,000 of them last night, and they get in there and sweat a lot. It was hot. And they have a kind of a little welcome to university. And man, that part, it's always the night before we come here, and it's always so exciting, you know. And I don't know, I don't care really how old you get in life, you're still excited. You're excited about, you guys know, some of you younger than others, but it's exciting to be the head coach of University of Arkansas, because I really feel like we're going to put something out there that you can go talk and brag on. I really do. And I want to talk to you a little bit about last year, the last game. We go to Memphis. We had a great crowd. And we go Liberty Bowling and had a great crowd. And, you know, just when you have more people than they do, you don't just say, well, that's what's supposed to happen. No, hell, that ain't what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to, if you love the Hogs, you're going to have more than they do. So once again in the bowl, we did. We've done it every time we went to a bowl. We've always had more crowd, and we don't take that for granted. But the kids, you know, in the portal world, the kids that were out there that wanted to play for the Hogs, they want to play for the Hogs now. And every time that happens, I know we've got a great opportunity to win, because the guys want to be out there, and they want to play, and they want to represent you. You're not on the team, you are the team. I mean, you just are. You're not going to go to practice this afternoon. I did see a couple of you I'd like to invite, and then there's a few others I'm going, no, hell no, we ain't doing that. But there are a few of you in here that I'd like to come out there and help us out. But as long as they have a passion and love for the university and will fight for the university, which I believe that our kids will, we can win football games. Coaching staff-wise, you know, we got everybody back, and except for our corner coach, and that was Nick Perry. Nick played at Alabama was coaching the Seattle Seahawks, and then he came in. He's done a tremendous job with the corners. I mean, we are big at corner. We have, I think, at least 4, maybe 5 that can win in the SEC, but we're big. I mean, we're 6'3", 6'2". We're big at corner and can run. But we brought in Nick, and he's done an outstanding job for us. The rest of them, of course, we have Coach Petrino back, and history says that the second year with the same quarterback that the stats go sky high, the points go sky high, and that's going to happen this year as well, except for, we finished in the top 10 last year, so that leap's even going to be harder because, hell, there wasn't but 9 ahead of us last year. And so, but I've really been blessed with having Bobby as part of the staff and running things back and forth through him. And the things that the offense did last year were really good. We got to hang on to the football. We do that, we'll score even a lot more points. And then defensively got Travis Williams back for, I think, his 3rd or 4th year now. And the defense is playing well. They're running the football. And then, of course, Scott Fountain, our special teams coordinator. Let me say this. We've got a punter now. I mean, Devin Bell can punt. I mean, I wouldn't trade him for anybody. And we've got a snapper in Ashton No. And we've got a kicker in Scott Starsick, a young freshman kicker that we're putting in all kinds of situations. Hell, I put him kicking a 55-yarder when the chancellor came over there to talk to the team. I'm just trying to put pressure on him, that's all. And he's done an outstanding job with his kicks. So Taylor Green is leading us. Let me just tell you a few guys you need to know about. Taylor Green, obviously. What a great kid. I mean, a great young man, leader, playing as well as ever. You guys know he was hurt 8 games last year. He was 40 yards away from the all-time offensive total record in the history of University of Arkansas. So he's healthy. And then number 4, Mike Washington. I normally don't talk about too many guys. I'm going to tell you, he's good now. He's fast. We've had 3 different scrimmages, and he scored 50, 60 yards every scrimmage. And I'm happy and I'm sad. You know what I mean? He's running down there and go, hell, who we got to catch him, But at the same time, you're going, run. It's crazy. It's not fair. Our line's much better, big, much better. That's probably the biggest change there, along with Mike. And then we have a lot of speed at wide receiver. We've been banged up a little bit at wide receiver, hamstrings and stuff like that, but they'll all be ready to play in 13 or 12 days, whatever it is now. And then tight end wise, we got Jaden Platt came in, Polska, Rohan Jones. We've got speed there and size as well. So Braylon Russell has really had a good camp, had a good spring, had a good camp. I think Mike's good for him. I think Mike Washington is pushing him as well, and I think that's good. Rodney Hill's another one. Defensively, I love our corners. They're big. I like our secondary. You like to hear that? Hell, me too. It ain't no throwing the ball up in there and you're going, don't feel that way. We've got some guys that can man cover. We've got some guys that can run in the back end. We've got Xavier and Sori at linebacker, who I think is really, really good. Stephen Dix, Bradshaw. We've got more depth than what we've had before. And then the D-line, Cam Ball. Quincy Rhodes. Quincy Rhodes is a good player, guys. I mean, really good player. You're going to see a lot of wonderful things about him this year. And then we got a guy named Justice Boone that came in, but you don't know who they are, so I don't need to talk about them. We've got two deep on the D-line that I believe that we can go out there and win SEC games with. same at linebacker, same at safety and corner. So I feel really good about the football team. Really good about the football team, good about the staff. You know how you go to work and you go, oh, hell, I don't want to go to work. I want to go to work. It's fun. You got really good kids. You got really good coaching staff, and it's a lot of fun. You know, I'm excited about playing in Fayetteville the first game. You know, I know where we're at too, but I'm excited about playing at home the first game, and you know we haven't been there for three years, and I think we need that, and we need the crowd. I'm understanding it's sold out, so that's good. And then we come over here and play Arkansas State, as y'all well know. You know, isn't it funny how people are? I mean, hell, we ain't played Arkansas State in 93 years. 93. And I'm going, we'll play them, okay? The first coach, I'm going to, then the first question I get, well, you want to have a home and home? Hell no, I ain't going to have a home and home. I'm the first guy in 90, ask somebody in 186 years what he wants to do. I just made some people mad, but hell, join the crowd. I am glad we're playing Arkansas State. I am. It's sold out over there, and I think it's good for the state. I didn't say every year and all that. I said I think it's good for the state in 2025. Go to Memphis, as you well know. They finished in the top 20 last year. Good program. We'll go over there, and then we have, y'all know we play Notre Dame or no? We play Notre Dame in Fayetteville, national runner-up. Home schedule, you have Texas A&M, who we hadn't played there, I think, till maybe since 13, if I'm correct. I think Johnny Manziel was running out of bounds laughing at us, and I was the fat O-line coach on the sideline, you know, and I'm going, we got to tackle him. And they're looking at me like, we can't. I mean, the guy was really good, by the way. Y'all remember that? You don't. You're too young. He was a great player, but it's good to get A&M at home. I mean, good to get there, and then we have Auburn and Mississippi State and Missouri, and you know, away games: Ole Miss, Tennessee, LSU, and Texas. I think 6 or 8 of the, depending on what poll you look at, of our opponents were ranked in the top 25. Hell, they got to play the Razorbacks too now. So, you know, if polls. Listen, I want to tell you something. The best recruiting class we've had since I've been here was last year. We have some really, really good freshmen on our team. I don't know what the guys who never played a down predicted us, you know, and all that kind of stuff, but I know that we've got a really good freshman class that we do. Hence, if you don't want to rank us, that's fine. Don't you have to play all of them anyway? Roll that thing out there and let's see what happens. That's fine. We don't need to be ranked. If you don't want to rank it, we surprise a lot of people. We ain't surprising me. We've got a really good football team. We really, really do, and we're excited to get out there and play. Now, I've done a lot of talking here, said hell 72 times already. Judy, you remember I used to say D-A, you know, and I've been trying to change it. Heck would be better. Sorry, everybody. Frank, please don't get mad at me. Frank's such a wonderful man. I mean, Taylor, all of you. You know, I can sit up here and be comfortable because I feel like I'm amongst friends. You know what I mean? It's really cool. It's really cool. I got a confession. I think Scott Hamby might have stole that 3 or 4 years ago. Did you, Scott, or just happened to be laying around that? Oh, hell, you already stole that one. All right, guys. I think Dave and I will stand up here and sweat on each other a little bit. You ready, Dave? My honor to be up here in front of y'all.
All right, Coach. Well, yeah, we'll just do a couple questions, and then those are the 50-yard line members. We may be able to do a few pictures before Coach gets out of here. First thing, Coach, so we're in this day and age of transfer portal, and you guys have been trying to navigate your way through it. You've had a few years of doing that. What have you learned about the players you get through the transfer portal, the ones that work, the ones that don't work. You know, last year you got Jaquindon Jackson, which was a great running back. You got Mike Washington this year. What have you learned about the kind of players you get through the transfer portal?
All right. I do want to say two things there. Number one, you had to figure out their parents. You have to figure out where they came from. You have to know the parents. And man, it's so hard because you don't have that long to figure it out. The ones that the parents are awesome, the young man's usually that way too. The ones where the parents are maybe needy, probably going to transfer the next year as well. So that's probably the best thing that we've done is try to get in front of the parents or get, even if they can't come on Zoom. And we've done a good job there. I'll also say with revenue sharing this year, it has helped us to compete financially and with others in the league. This year will be the last year, I think, that where it's going to be some inequality in finances. In other words, a lot of programs push 20, 25 million forward so they could have their 13, 14, 15 million in rev share all available for this class. I think this is going to be at least if the rules go through and the law goes through, that would be the last year for that. So I think it's going to, you know, when we were all even, we went from 4 and 20 to top 20, you know, when it was all even. And so I think this is the last year for that. And then we can compete financially with everybody and anybody in the country. But we have, to answer your questions about the parents most of the time.
If you had to pick out a couple spots on the team, do you think it's going to make the difference between this team being a good or average team and a team that really is an excellent team or a better team than what you've had maybe last year? Would you say defensive line? Would you say the receivers group stepping up? What is the position group that's really going to take this team to another level?
You know, I'm not really worried about any position. I'm worried about depth at the position. You know what I mean? We've got good players. You know, now that we've gone to 105 instead of 120, that's you have to practice a little bit different at times. But probably where we're still developing depth would be on the defensive line, where we have to, because you know those guys, it's a beast in there, you know. And then wide receiver, I'm not concerned about wide receiver. It's just it seems like each scrimmage somebody else is showing up, which is a good thing. Monte Harrison is really, you know, the guys that's 30 on the team. He's really stepped up and done a really good job.
Speaking of the backup, you know, Taylor did get hurt last year. I've heard really good things about KJ Jackson, and really, I mean, he looks the part too physically. He's a really impressive-looking player.
Well, he's good. You know, I don't see us going in a transfer portal once Taylor leaves. I think we have KJ Jackson and Trevor Jackson, two guys on campus that Bobby and I believe in wholeheartedly, and more importantly, probably the team, you know, and so. But I like where both of those guys are. KJ is learning from Taylor, and of course Bobby's doing a great job of coaching him. But I think we have our future at quarterback on campus now.
You're, I believe you're 63, right? I think that's right. Yeah, 63.
Yes.
If you could go back and tell the Sam Pittman, who was 23 and had that first job at Pittsburgh State, where you had played, what would you tell him was coming down the road, and what would you tell him about the coaching profession?
Well, you know, my daddy didn't want me to coach. You know, he said I couldn't make any money. You know, and hell, he wasn't wrong much. He's wrong on that one. But you know, the coaching profession is awesome. You know, I mean, it's great. There's a lot of hours, but you like the hours because you feel like you're helping people and helping kids and helping coaches move up to different positions and all that. But my dad didn't want me to be a coach, and so I tried some other things. But my journey, you know, through high school, junior college, into the MAC, the journey. I wouldn't trade any of it. You know, if at the end it is you'll be the head coach at Arkansas, you wouldn't trade any of it. You know what I mean? So, are there a lot of hours? Yeah. Do you get a lot of criticism? Yeah. You know, that comes with the job. I mean, you do. You want to, you know, punch a guy in the face every now and then. Hell. I mean, when you was a kid, you fought, right? And you know, you just say, hey, time's recess, let's go at it, you know. But times have changed. And so, but it's a profession that where I am now from where I ever thought I would be is a dream and very grateful and thankful for that. Hell, I'm thankful to be up here in front of y'all, and that's an honor for me.
I was interviewed this week by a writer for ESPN that's doing a story on the possible loss of the walk-on and about how the game has changed. You've been very vocal. I think Kirby Smart's been very vocal about trying not to lose a walk-on program. And just give your thoughts maybe on that, and if you see any hope for that, if it is, what maybe context would it be, and just your thoughts on the old walk-on program.
I guess, guys, the difference in a walk-on now and what might have been, well, until right now, until this year, is you can cut scholarships up a little bit now. Before, it was a full scholarship: room, board, books, tuition, fees, and cost of attendance. Well, now you get 85 scholarships still, but you can work them different, like softball and gymnastics, and some of those sports are able to do. So we had one open the other day, and we were able to cut it up and help 3 different kids, you know, on scholarship. Now, I'm not the look at me, you know, video guy, watch me give a kid that ain't my style. But we did do that, but as long, you know, as I'm the head coach, we're going to have one that doesn't get anything. Now, he doesn't have to be more than 6 months or all that, but, you know, out of respect for the trophy and the Burlsworth family and all that, we'll always have somebody that is what everybody in the room would consider a true walk-on, and then hopefully he earns it, and then he can get a little bit of money and help that way.
Last thing, Coach, for those who get, you know, we talk for a living on the radio and hours on end talking about what's happening with college football, with money and transfer portal. This audience here loves college football. That's why we come every weekend. Talk about the future. Do you see a future where all this money and the playoffs and all that, will the game remain still a great game? Is all this that's happening going to take away ultimately from the game? Where do you think the direction of the college football is going?
Well, I think the main question, I've got a question going back to you. What are we teaching 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids? And to me, what are we doing there? I would like to see the number of transfers and how often you can transfer stop. You know, if you can. Now, I'm not saying not pay the players and all that kind of stuff. This NIL and all that, it had some good bones to it. It did. Us as coaches took it a new direction is what happened. Originally it was earn money off of what you done. You know, if nobody knows you, probably not positive exactly where you're getting paid. But with revenue share, I think what it does, it equals it out. The kids still are able to make a good living. You know, we all don't come from the same household. You know, we don't. And some kids need it a little bit more than others as well, maybe to send back home or whatever that may be. But the bottom line is to make an unbelievable amount of money before you ever stepped on the collegiate field is crazy to me. you know, and that may hurt me in recruiting. It doesn't. Hell, we still pay them too, but I still think it's crazy. But I think that the revenue share, where we're earning the money, we share it with them. I don't have to go out and talk to a bunch of you people in here all the time who have been more than grateful and helpful and saved our program, in my opinion. I like it a lot better that we're doing it, that we're sharing the money with them, and I don't have to go out and beat the bushes and say, can you please help us, even though I might. If you get a call from me and you haven't received a call for a while, it ain't good. You know, I've been thinking, you want to meet me down in Hot Springs? Yeah, what for? For your wallet. I mean, for a conversation. Anyway.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Sam Pittman, everybody. Thanks, Coach. Great stuff here today. All right, well, we've got if you're a 50-yard line member or sponsor, we'll try to get as many pictures as we can. Coach has got to get out of here by 1 o'clock, so we'll try to get as many pictures as we can. 50-yard line members and sponsors. We'll knock this out real quick so Coach can get on back to Fayetteville. Great job. That was awesome.